Okay, welcome all. So just come into a nice cross-legged seated position. Just getting yourself comfortable. And just if you like, just close down your eyes. And then just start connecting to your own breath. So just the natural breath. Just start hearing the breath, feeling the breath. Start relaxing a little. If you need to have the legs straight out, you can. Just be comfortable for the next minute or so. And then just become aware of the space that you're in. So just know that you're dedicating this next hour to yourself in this space. Now go back to the breath. Now make the breath a little bit deeper. So we want to fill up those lungs. So just nice deep inhale, but take your time with the inhale until the lungs are full. And then exhale really slowly. Just continue that deep inhale, fill the lungs, and exhale slow. So what we're trying to do is just work that muscle, work the lung. Just get it switched on nice and early. Then switched on nice and early. Just see if you can just go deeper on every inhale. And just as you're doing that, maybe set an intention for today's class. For yourself. It could be an intention to just focus on the breath. It could be an intention to get a little bit deeper into some poses. Or it could be an intention just to listen to your body. Or an intention to relax even more. Now start making that inhale deeper, but using Ujjayi breath. So you want to hear that sound in the back of the throat. And now just stick to this Ujjayi breath. The rest of the class, every time you're in a pose, just stick to that breath. Now we'll just do a little bit of alternate nostril breathing. So just bring the fingers to the middle of the eyebrows. And everyone knows this now, so just block the right side and breathe in through the left. Again, deep but slow. Block left, breathe out through right. Inhale through right. Block right, release left, exhale. And then just continue through in your own. Just clearing that frontal lobe here. Then when you come to your right hand side, next time breathe everything out. Keep the eyes closed and just bring the hands onto the knees. And once you're there, another few deep breath in. Breathing out slow. And then when you're ready, just start rubbing the palms of the hands together, keeping the eyes closed. Once you build up some heat and some friction in those palms, just cup the eyes and then start opening the eyes slowly. And then just release the hands down. And we're going to come into the first pose. So we're going to move into deer pose. So bring that right leg back, bending the knee, placing the left knee under, the right knee under the left sole of the foot. So the left leg is down. Have anything you need in front of you. So we're going to do the flow. So we're doing forward, then twist, then back, then stretch. So if you need a cushion or a pillow, grab that, or a block. And when you're ready, nice in the morning, we're going to do a nice forward bend in this pose. So we're opening through hips and bending forward. So this is the tightest you'll be is right now. So just allow yourself to ease into it. Once you get into that comfortable position, then connect to that Ujjayi breath. And just focus on stillness. Okay, so just get into that position, that nice forward fold. Should be feeling this through the lower back, more to the left side. You might feel it also opening up through the hip flexors, keeping ourselves nice, calm, and relaxed. It doesn't matter how deep you are into this fold, it's just the idea of being in this position is allowing the memory to start up in the muscles. If you find yourself moving to the left, over that left knee, this means the hips are really tight. So slowly you'll eventually start working towards the center and coming directly down. Up fairly high, the lower back is still working to open up. So just be patient with that. That takes time. Just allow the back to lengthen. Just through the compression that we continually put ourselves through over the years. It takes a while just to start releasing that. Just the last breath now on the forward fold. Slowly come out. And we're going to twist to the left-hand side. So have your cushion or your pillow, bolster, whatever it is on the left. And then we're going to twist. So remember to twist. We need to lengthen through the spine, twist the chest, and then come down. So come down once you've already twisted. Then set yourself up. How far you want to come back. That right ear all the way around. If that's too much, just place your head down. If you can't get all the way down, that's okay. Try and work your way down to the elbow, the right elbow, and work your way down that one. This is a really nice twist for the spine, massaging the abdominal organs here also. So in this, the first few poses, like with this one with the twist and the next two poses after that, there's going to be options of twists. So you can take the option to twist, be in the fold. So once you've connected to the breath here, try and attempt to have that stillness as much as possible. Still, be relaxed. The last few breaths here. It's a really nice way to start your morning. Just moving the body in all directions, but nice, comfortable, relaxed. Slowly come out of the pose. So just move that pillow out of the way. You might want to put it behind you, getting ready for the back bend, but bring the hand down onto the floor. We're going to do the side bend now. So coming up, so push those hips up and reach up as high as you can. So you should start feeling that through the right hip and through the side of the body. And keep pushing that hip up. Keep reaching up. Keep pushing the hips forward. Keep reaching and reaching and reaching. Push the hips forward, particularly the left. Push it forward. Reach up, and then slowly come down. And then come into the back bend. What we're trying to do is stretch that right quad muscle. So come back and feel that stretch. If that's as far as you can go and you can feel a stretch, that's good enough. You might want to put a cushion behind you. Come back onto that. It's always really nice. Or if you can come all the way back, come all the way back. Make sure that right knee doesn't lift off the floor. If it does, just means your hips really tight or lower back. And just lay in this position. Remember, the main part of this pose is to stretch through that right quad. Okay, so we want that stretch. Once you feel that, don't want to go any further, that's fine. Just be where you are. Feel that really nice stretch through the quad. Trying to lengthen this muscle here now. And the longer we're here, we get deeper into the joint of the hip. Doesn't matter how far you go back. That's not the aim of the pose. The aim of the pose is to lengthen the muscle. Once you get there, just breathe. Just got a minute to go. So the last 4 or 5 breaths now. Connecting to that breath, really important. When you're ready, slowly come up. Stretch that right leg out. Just release that blood into the knee and into the ankle. We've been there for about 7 minutes. So we really need to allow that blood to. So then move to the other side. So just bring the right knee down so that the sole of the right foot faces away from you, and the left knee comes underneath the sole of the foot. So the shin is parallel to the front of the side of the mat. Then it's forward bend first. So we come forward. Get yourself comfortable if you need a cushion, pillow or a block. And just enjoy this forward fold. So again, just get to know the body a little bit and start to feel where the tightness is. And once you feel that tightness there, just start breathing into that area. Just focus on that area and breathe into that area. Not sound a bit funny maybe, but it actually really works. If you can just focus and visualize that area. So if it's the hip, just focus and visualize what the hip looks like, and just breathe with awareness into that area. So just breathe into that area of tightness. When you're ready, slowly coming up, moving to that right hand side. So we're twisting the body now. Bring your cushion or whatever you've got just to the right. And remember, and turn. Bring that chest around before you start coming down. If you can, bring the left ear down onto the mat, onto the bolster. If you can't, just be as comfortable as possible. If you're not moving down yet, just start working that left elbow to the floor. And that'll start bringing the hips more in line and bringing the hips down towards the floor once you start working that left elbow down. Connect to the breath, the Ujjayi breath, really important to do that. So today's class is mainly about getting space back in the spine. To do that, we want to take tension out. So tension around the hips will allow us to lengthen through the spine. Last 30 seconds in the twist. Slowly coming out of the pose, untwisting really slow, moving your pillow out of the way, place the hand down on the floor where that was, lift the hips up, reach the left arm over. So keep pushing those hips forward as you reach up and over, stretching through that left arm. So try and reach as far as you can with the fingers, push the floor away as much as you can through the right palm of the hand. Push the left hip forward and bring the right hip around. Push that forward. Keep pushing the hips forward. Keep lengthening through the spine. Just reach once more as far as you can go. Squeeze the glutes, push the hips forward. Exhale. Staying in the same position. I'm working into the back bend, so coming back. If you want a cushion behind you, do that. If you just want to come down onto your hands, do that. Maybe your elbows. Feel that stretch in the left quad. And you might be fine to come all the way down onto your back. Make sure the knee, left knee, is on the floor. And just breathe. And once you've connected to that breath, you've got a minute to go. So just be as still as you can for this last minute. Just feel that opening through the left hip flexor. As you stretch into the left quad. Try and connect to Ujjayi breath. Slowly coming out of the pose. Once you come out, just move straight into Shavasana. So that relation of the knees and the ankles and the hips. So we work deep into the hips there. So you should feel a lot looser, and you'll know that shortly when we move into the next pose. So just lay in Shavasana, just allow particularly the bottom half of the body just to completely sink into the floor. When you're ready, bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a squeeze and a hug. and then just roll up to a seated position. And we're going to come into garland pose. So this is where I'm going to give you a different option for twisting. So garland pose, let me give you a few options. So garland pose is this: we bring toes out, heels in, and we sit in this position. So if you can sit in that position, go for it. You might need something underneath you to prop you up. You can do that as well. If that's too much, and it's way too much, what you do is just come into happy baby. Okay, so that is an option as well. So there's your three options there. So once we're in this pose, so this is a 3-minute pose. So once you get set in this pose, if you're sitting up, I'll just get you to follow the option if you want the option. Okay, so the option is to twist. And if you want to twist, bring the right hand down and then bring the left hand up and bring it behind the body and just twist. Okay, so you're still pushing the hips down. You're pushing the right elbow into the right calf muscle and twisting. It's 1.5 minutes either side if you're doing the twist. Okay, if you're not doing the twist, just stay where you are. It's just a good option if you want that upper spine twisted. It is a challenging pose. Whether you're just in garland or twisting. And it's even challenging in happy baby, I understand that too. So 30 seconds to go if you're twisting. So if you're twisting, bring that left hand up, left hand down, just come back into garland, then bring the left hand down, right hand up and twist to the other side. Hand behind the body and twist. So we've got 1 minute to go. It's good everyone is in the pose they need to be in. So just try and find that stillness down this last minute as much as possible. It's a challenging pose for the hips. Challenging pose for the knees also, this pose, if you're in garland. At 40 seconds to go. Feels like an hour when you're twisting. When you're ready, we're going to slowly come out and bring the right arm up, come into garland. And if you're in garland, just bring the hands down in front of you. Just place them down in front and just hold there for a second. If you're in, what was the other one? Happy baby. Just come up and come into garland just for a second, because we're going to come into standing. So we're going to push the hips up. And this is where we're going to drain off that blocking of the hips and blocking of the knees, and then just dangle. Again, I'm going to give you an option. You can just dangle. If you want to twist, come to the right hand side first. If your hands are on the floor, you can just come around as far as you can go and just dangle on that side. You'll feel a different stretch through the backs of the legs. Again, 1.5 minutes either side. Well, you might just want to relax and dangle, totally up to you. This is just an option to the spine, twisting. If you need knees bent, bend the knees. Make sure you bend the knees as much as you need them bent. And all we're attempting to do here is let the head hang. Okay, if you're in the twist, the same thing. Just twisting around and let the head hang and dangle. That means we're going to get deep into the backs of the legs and push the hips up as much as you can. So if you're twisting to the right, come back around and twist to the left. That right, you don't want to bend more than the left when you're twisting to the left, so just try and even up the bend or straightness. Now, if you're twisting to the left, come back to center and just dangle. We've got a minute to go. Pushing those hips up, dropping the head down. Remember, if you're not used to being upside down, it is uncomfortable, but just it's a way to teach yourself to get used to that balance. It's also got a holding you from tilting forward. We're getting the reverse blood flow through the brain. So clearing out all the cobwebs, all the stress, all the tension and the stagnant energy that's built up around our minds. And when you're ready, bend the knees. Slowly work your way up to standing. Once you're comfortable in standing, we're going to come into prone position and come into crocodile pose. So stack the hands onto the tops of the hands, feet apart, toes out, heels in. A good minute in relaxation. So if you struggle during that pose, it's pretty normal to struggle hanging upside down. So that's a really nice inversion. Inversions are really good to do for the blood flow reasons. So if you struggle with it, usually tight hamstrings, tight lower back, tight hips. Balance is another thing that can stop you doing that. But just allow yourself to get to where you need to go all the time. Just listen to the body. Once you start regularly doing these things, it just gets a little bit easier each time. Just a little bit easier. We're going to move into a back bend now. So we'll get you to come up onto all fours. We're going to come into melting heart. I'm going to show you a few different ways of melting heart. So with child's pose, which we're doing later, you come back into this. So your hips are back to the heels. With melting heart, it's chest, chin on the floor, arms forward, so my hips are up. And if you've got tight hips, you're never going to get into that position without a bit of help. So you can put a cushion in front of you, And then you can place that under your chest and just bring out. But what we want is the hips up like this, okay? So we want the hips up. So the cushion's always nice, or the bolster, or a block under your chest. You can have the arms out if you like that way, or you can just place the elbows on the floor and bring the palms together. That'll get deeper into the back. Or if you can come onto the floor just on the elbows there, is good enough, but the hips have to come up. Slowly work the chest to the floor, chin to the floor. Slowly stretch the arms out. So just work. Just hips are up in the air where I can see everyone's hips are up in the air, and that's good. You're in the right position. You don't want to feel any pain. You just want to feel a stretch in the lower back. Okay, it's 3 minutes, so most poses start getting a little bit uncomfortable after about 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes. That's because we're moving deep into the joints. Okay, so just bear with it and breathe. That's the reason for the breath. Inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose. Just to focus on that breath only. Don't focus on how tight you are or how inflexible you are. Yoga is not about flexibility. Yoga is about the breath and the breath only. Just work with the breath, keep working with that breath.
Very gentle.
You're halfway through now.
Is that seriously what you're going to do?
Yeah. You're that good. So you weren't that good.
You know, photo. I'm going to put it on the corner.
So just keep that breath going. You've got just over 1 minute to go. And just in this last minute now, try and be as still as you can. This is your challenge, is to be as still as you can. Forty seconds to go. Come out of this pose, just move back into crocodile pose. Last 10 seconds. So when you're ready, coming out now, just sliding forward and coming into crocodile pose. So that's a really challenging pose. So 3 minutes in that pose is a big ask. But everyone got really close to that, which is really good. So just rest now. The back needs a good rest. So that's the last of the deep back bend poses we'll do today. So the next 3 poses are hip openers, but they're quite gentle. Hip openers, 2 of them are quite gentle. So just enjoy the rest of these poses. They're meant to be quite. When you're ready, I'm going to come into Supta Baddha Konasana. So I'm going to show you a few different ways. So Supta Baddha Konasana is this pose here. So Supta means reclining. So every time you hear me say Supta, that means you're going to be laying on your back. Okay, so soles of the feet together, bring them up as close as you can, and then work your way back, laying down. So that is the pose. But if you want a nice resting back and a nice bend in the back, bring a cushion or a pillow or a bolster and just lay back on that, working the knees outwards. This is a really like this, tighten it up, and lay well. And that's going to allow the knees to work outward. Open up if possible. Strap over you. You can just hold on to the strap. So you can hold on to the strap and pull those feet closer towards you. That's another way.
Hi, can anyone hear me?
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
We've got a dodgy connection. It just cut out completely and then it come back on. So now we're pretty right. Okay.
Okay.
So come to a seated position. Come back on and dropped my
Oh, I dropped your mic.
Yeah. And we're going to come into Supta Vajrasana. Okay, so Supta means reclining. Vajrasana is Japanese seated pose. So for those of you who've done this before, you can go straight into it. If you want to just know what to do, just sitting in this position. So heels out. In this position. And if you can come all the way back with knees on the floor. Okay, so obviously that's a pretty tough position. If you find that you're not going to be able to do that, you can do one leg at a time. So just bring the left leg out, right knee back, and just come back into that position here. We're stretching through that quad. Or if you can sit in this position, you might just want to put a towel or a block underneath you. And then just work your way back and you'll get that stretch through the front here. Or you can have your cushion behind you and come all the way back. So get as comfortable as you can. One out, I'm going to tell you halfway through just to change. Make sure that you're as comfortable as you can be. You don't want to be uncomfortable in this pose. It's a challenge anyway. And always come out and reset if it's too much. But attempt to be in the pose as long as you can go. So what we're trying to do here is lengthen that quad again. So we warmed it up in that first pose to stretch it. This gives it a deeper stretch. Okay, so if you're just sitting in Vajrasana, sitting up like this, you're getting exactly the same. Going back just means you've got looser hips, and so you're able to get back. So don't push too hard. Just allow yourself to be where you need to be. No. So this is the last of the challenging poses. So when you're ready, if you've got one leg out, just switch to the other side. So if your left leg is out and your right leg is bent, bring your right leg out and bend your left leg back and come back into that pose. If you're in both legs, just hang in there. This is a real therapeutic pose for knees, ankles. I've got this on the website if you needed to look at it and find out how to get into it the best way. There's a lot of different options to get in and out of this pose and be as comfortable as possible. This is a really, really good pose to start easing off your issues with like arthritis or knee pains. This is one of the better positions to do that. It is challenging. Last 20 seconds. And once you come out of this pose, it's straight into Shavasana. So when you're ready, slowly, slowly come out of the pose. Nice and easy. It's a very deep pose. You want to protect those knees as you come up. Lift yourself over and just allow the blood to flow through the knees and the ankles and the hips. And you'll feel that nice sensation running through the legs now. So this constant blocking of the hips, knees and ankles, we've done this a lot in today's class, and it's just going to allow the blood to flow really nicely through your limbs today. So that's going to take away a lot of pain, that, you know, natural pain that you get in your knees through getting a bit colder. If you've got arthritis or any joint issues, this class is designed for that, to ease the pain. So when you're ready, bring the knees into the chest. Have a quick squeeze and then roll up, and we're just going straight into child's pose. So a nice wide-legged child's pose to do the opposite stretch to what we've just done. So nice counter pose. Bring the big toes to touch. Remember, hips back to the heels first, then slowly come down. If you want to be really comfortable and have a cushion or a bolster, make sure you do that. This is all about comfort, opening the hips, blocking off the blood flow to the knees and the ankles. So get as comfortable as possible in child's pose. Beautiful. And just that breath, okay? Just connecting to Ujjayi breath. Be as relaxed as possible. From here, we've just got supported bridge and Shavasana concurrently. So just enjoy the settling down. And it's the last time we block the knee and the ankle from getting that blood flow. So last minute, so connect to the breath, that nice Ujjayi breath. Last couple of breaths now in child's pose. So when you're ready, slowly help yourself up. Grabbing a block or a towel or whatever you place under your back, and just come into supported bridge. So placing it under, come as high as you want to come. You don't want to come too high right now. Just relax those hips and just place it under the tailbone, whether it's a towel, cushion, bolster, block, a couple of books. And just relax in this pose for the next minute and a half, and then we move straight into Shavasana, finishing off the class. So when you're ready, just bend the knees up, lift the hips up, move whatever's underneath you and just slowly bring the hips down. Stretch the legs out and come into Shavasana. So laying flat on your back and just enjoy the next few minutes of relaxation. This is a nice flowing class to get into the spine today. Today's class was about lengthening through the spine. While doing that, allowing more blood flow through the legs, through the hips. So you should feel a lot freer through the hips today. Not as much compression in the spine. A bit more space in the mind also. Just start focusing on the breath and just move into So Hum. So the So Hum is inhale So, exhale Hum, inhale So, exhale Hum. And then bring the focus back with the breath, but onto the belly button. Focus on the belly button. Focus on the breath. On the inhale, raising. Belly button, exhale, dropping away. Just feel that belly button moving up and down. Now, the breath, feel the breath coming all the way from the belly button into the chest. So inhale, chest rises. Exhale, chest drops away. Inhale, chest rises. Exhale, chest drops away. Now focus on the breath coming through the throat. Feel how the air passes through the throat up towards the nostrils. And then back from the nostrils down through the throat to the chest. Hear that sound that the throat makes as the air passes through. Nostrils, and feel the air coming in and out of the nostrils. Now bring your focus to the eyes. Just feel the eyes, how relaxed they are with the eyelids closed. And then just look into Chitta-Kasha, whether you're looking straight or if you want to go deeper, look up to the middle of the eyebrows without straining the eyes. Just look at that place called Chitta-Kasha, feel relaxed, feel comfortable in Chitta-Kasha. Now just relax the eyes. Go back to the breath. Just another few so hums. Inhale so. Exhale hum. And just while you're in Shavasana, just giving yourself that praise, dedicating this time to yourself, opening up through the spine, through the hips, allowing positive blood flow, creating space in the mind and the body. And then pass on a gratitude to someone or something in your life. And when you're ready, start wiggling the toes and the fingers. Just rolling to the right hand side and take a breath, working your way up to Sukhasana, nice and slowly. Bring the hands into prayer position. Once you're there, take that nice deep inhale. Long, slow exhale. Just preparing yourself for the day. Thank you guys for being here this morning and allow me to take you through the class. It was a pleasure to take you through, and I hope you feel amazing for the rest of the day. Have a wonderful rest of Wednesday. Namaste.